Francesca's POV. Are you sure? You shouldn't force yourself, I don't care. Show me your proof, I won't believe you if not. Mariing sabi ni Jericho kaya unti-unti, inabot ko sa kanya yung phone. I immediately noticed the shock etching unstoppable while playing on me like a kid. I couldn't sense any recognition on his eyes, making it harder for me kaya unti-unti. Umalis ako sa tabi ni Jericho at bumaling sa mga pagkain na binigay sa kanya ng mga kaibigan. Kumain ka na? I asked but I looked super engrossed kaya hindi na ako marinig salita. Saglit ako lumabas ng kwarto para kausapin ng doktor at tumingin sa asawa ko at agad ako napangiti na makilala ko yon. Hello, Tito Greg? I smiled when I realized it was Brian's father, a neurosurgeon. Hi Francesca, how are you? Nakausap mo na bang asawa mo? He asked. Opo, I nodded. How is he, Doc? Is he doing fine now? Yes, we conducted tests earlier when he woke up. Aniya. Nakausap ko ang doktor na tumingin sa kanya kagabi. Agad naming inasikaso ang lab results and he's fine. He's just stressed. He might have forced himself to remember. Causing that, it's my fault. I sighed. I am a doctor myself. I should have known what will happen and yet, it's a sudden emotion outburst, Francesca. It's understandable. You are his wife and I know it's frustrating knowing he cannot remember you. Thank you po. I sighed. But he will be okay, right? Is there a Brian he'll remember me? I am not losing any chances, Francesca. He will remember it soon. I believe mahal na mahal ka niya sa Jericho kaya naniniwala ako ron. Just don't force him or do things that might trigger his memories, okay? Mahirap na, we have to look out for his health. Gusto na ata niyang babalik sa trabaho? What he said somehow made me feel at ease. Pagbalik ko ng kwarto, nakasandal na si Jericho sa kama niya. Ang phone ko nasa gilid kaya't marahan ako naglakad doon para abutin yon. Are you okay? I asked weirdly, sitting beside him on the bed. You should not force yourself. Baka sumakit ang ulo mo, Jericho. Where did we meet? He asked with his eyes closed kaya agad sumagi sa alaala kong noon. In a convention abroad pero nakita na tayo sa airport bago pa yun. We're seatmates, you know? I smiled. And maybe I was too loud and I liked you that instant? He opened his eyes and my knees almost wobbled upon seeing it. I don't know, I guess. I chuckled. Di naman ako ikaw, Jericho. Mali ko ba kung nagustuhan mo ko kaagad? Why did I marry you? Parang wala lang natanong ni Jericho, kaya nakagat ko ang labi ko at bumaba ang tingin sa mga singsing na nasa daliri ko. I guess because you're in love with me. Halos pabulong ko pang sagot. Unti-unting sumulyap sa mga mata niya, pero wala naman akong reaksyong natanggap mula roon. Napatitig ako sa kanya at nakilala ko ang pagtiim ng bagang na Jericho habang bago umiwas ang tingin sa akin at sumandal sa higaan pabalik. Where's Vanessa? I almost fell on the bed when I heard that name. Di ako kagad nakasagot at pinagmasdan lamang siya. Call Vanessa. Tell her I wanted to see her. Ani ang hindi pa rin nakatingin. Gusto ko siyang makausap. I could say no pero hindi ko ginawa. Iniisip na baka kailangan ng asawa ko, kaya pikit matang ginawa kong pagtawag sa huli. We were silent while waiting for her. Malakas ang kalabog ng puso ko roon habang nag-aantay sa kanya na magsalita, pero hindi isang beses noon lang nagtangka si Jericho. I was about to go out and check if my friends are there. Napasinghap ako sa gulat na makita ko si Vanessa. Halos takboy ng kwarto ni Jericho. Mabilis lang akong nalagpasan at pumasok na sa loob. I watched her run towards my husband, sniffing before hugging him, at parang may humiwa sa puso ko na makita ko kung paanong unti-unti umangat din ang kamay ni Jericho para yakapin siya. I don't usually curse but this pain. This is too much. Nililibang ko lang sarili ko at nagpunta sa pedia ward para makita mga bata at mga kasama. The kids are happy to see me. They were even asking where their Papa Dean is pero sabi ko may sakit sa Jericho at kailangan ng pahinga pero magiging okay din. Hatid na kita, doktora? Doc Jonathan smiled upon offering. Hindi, okay lang. Ngiti ko at sumulyap sa hawak. Inatid ko lang naman ang lunch ng asawa ko. I insist. He took the tray from me. I would never let the beautiful lady carry this. It's heavy. Let me accompany you, doktora. Salamat. I smiled and I walked with him. Masaya kausap si Doc habang naglalakad kami patungo sa kwarto ni Jericho para dalhan sana siya ng pagkain pero hindi pa man kami nakakalapit. Nakita kong paglabas nila ni Vanessa doon. I saw how Vanessa assisted my husband upon walking. They were even talking and I caught him smile when she said something funny. I cleared my throat. Nakita ko kung paano silang natigil sa paglalakad at nagulat nang makita kami. Francesca, Vanessa called. I took a glance at Jericho and saw his cold eyes fixed on Doc Jonathan, who looked clueless beside me. Doc Falcon, Dr. John then greeted him. I saw Jericho's empty stare, ni hindi umimik at malamig na tumingin sa akin kaya tumikim ako. This is Doc Jonathan from the Prejudice Department. He then said and smiled. I am pretty Francesca's colleague. Jericho's jaw clenched. Napanunok ako ng ningiti hindi ni Jericho binigay kay Jonathan. Na awkwarding nakangiti at nagsalita na ako. San kayo? I asked, glancing at Vanessa who looked startled upon hearing it. Just outside, Francesca? Aniya. Dean needed some fresh air kit dun sana kami kakain. Nakita ko ang pagsulap ni Jericho sa pagkaing hawak ni Jonathan. But I guess you brought him foods? Let's go out, Vanessa. Napatingin kami kay Jericho na magsalita ng huli. Kunot ang noo. I want to eat outside. Aniya at dito mitinging nilagpasan kami. I saw the confused Vanessa. Sumulip siya sa akin at kay Jericho pero maya-maya, humabol na. Wait for me, Dean. She called and reached for his arms and held on it. Laking pasalamat ko na hindi nagtanong si Jonathan. Inihatid pa niya ako kina Feby na iniiyakan ko habang kumakain. You should talk to Vanessa. Kung hindi pa ako na mangunguna kahit di akong asawa, Francesca. Iritadong sabi ni Feby. Kaya nung araw din na yon, nagdesisyon na akong kausapin si Vanessa. When night came, bumalik ako sa kwarto ng asawa ko. Nakita ko natutulog na si Jericho. Vanessa just finished tucking him to bed. Napatayo na makita ko. Francesca? I assume you're free now, Vanessa? Malamig na sabi ko. Seeing that you're here the whole day to take care of my husband, I emphasized the last word. I was just worried of him, Francesca. Sumeryosong boses niya. I've texted you last night but you did not even tell me about his condition. Let's talk, I said, and did not answer her. Tinilikuran siya bago nagtungo sa may terrace ng kwarto ng asawa ko. Luckily, she followed me. Narinig kong buntong hininga niya. Roon, kaya't mula sa madilim na langit, sumulyap na ako sa kanya. I wanted to thank you for taking care of Jericho, Vanessa. Formal kong sabi. I am just doing what I have to do. Dean is special to me so I wanted to be there for him. Thank you for the concern but I think you should stop coming by now. I said and I saw how she looked stunned. Nagsalubong ang kilay niya at salilipan ako. What? You're asking me to leave my boyfriend? I stifled a mocking laugh. Binasa akong labit sinuklay ang buhok ko. What? Boyfriend? I chuckled. Nakakalimutan mo atang ex ka na, Vanessa. I think I pushed the button. Nakita kong iritadong mga mata niya doon. Dean loves me. He married me. I said hardly and pointed myself. We were together for years, Vanessa. He married me. I am the wife, in case you suddenly got an amnesia too. Bumiling ang paghinga niya. She looked classy yet the attitude she next showed me told me that she really isn't. He remembers me, Francesca, she emphasized. Me as his girlfriend. He is looking for me. Ako ang mahal niya at hindi ikaw. Can't you see? I don't. Umiling ako. Ako ang pinangakuan sa altar, Vanessa. Bakit di mo makitang ikaw ang mahal niya? Sa akin na nga ako. Ikaw ba ang nilala sa simbahan? Rage filled the hollow of her eyes. She squinted her eyes closed, brushing her hair frustratedly as she shook his head and then suddenly chuckled. You know what? Pagod na ako makipagplastikan sa'yo, Francesca. She said bluntly this time. Sige, sabihin na natin ikaw nga ang pinakasalan but don't you know he only chose you because he cannot be with me? Oh, really? Humawak ako sa barricade at di siya sanulyapan. We were together for years and he got all the time in the world to break up with me and chase you. When you came back, pero bakit hindi? Bakit nanatili sa akin? Bakit hiningi ang kamay ko sa kasal? Because he can get me, Francesca, she announced. Ako ang mahal ni Dean. I chose to let him go to be with you because I thought he is in love with you but now, seeing him looking and choosing me, ramdam kong mahal niya ako, Francesca, na ako lang, na ako pa rin. My husband has an amnesia, I said and looked at her. What he remembers is the part of his past and you are in it, Vanessa. You are just in the past. She chuckled. Nakita ko ang pagkuyom ng kamay niya at tumitig sa akin. He remembers me. I might be that special with him, huh? He must have been in love with me. So much he cannot forget about our memories together. What she said stopped me. Ako naaalala. Ikaw? No. Or maybe because his memories of you are not that important. Baka di ka importante. Are you really a woman, Vanessa? I asked and I saw her confused look. You're actually having a row with me for Jericho. Babae ka, diba? Then why are you fighting about my husband with a wife? Do not tell me you're planning to be a mistress. You will stoop that low? You bitch! She gritted her teeth. You're nothing like me, Francesca. Hindi porket ikaw ang pinakasalan, mahal ka na. At least pinakasalan. I shrugged. Tiniis ka lang niya. She almost raised her voice at me, and good thing, a door is separating us from Jericho's room. Wow, he must have been really patient para tiisin ako na sobra ng 3 taon? I asked. Grabing pagtitiis naman yon kung pinakasalan pa ako. He told me he loves me, Francesca. She said in finality. He misses me. He wanted to see me. He is whipped and in love with me. Di ako kaagad nakapagsalita doon. Hindi maintindihan kung ba't siya nakikipagsagutan sa akin ng ganito para sa asawa ko. Guess what he told me? She has this sly smile on her face. He told me he has no future with you. He told me you're an annoying, loud woman. He said he cannot see the reason why he married someone like you. She's lying, of course. Jericho would never say that, right? Kat got her tongue. She brushed her long hair. Akin si Jericho, Francesca. I was a mess when we separated. I would never love again if it is not him. So like I told you before, I will get him, whatever it takes. If I got the chance and this is it, he is in love with me and I am sure of that. And don't worry, he will divorce you soon to be with me. Really? Kahit masakit, nakuha ko pang matawa sa sinasabi niya. I heard you became matured. Really? Ayan na? Todo na yan? Her lips pursed. Umawang ang labi niya sa narinig. I guess not. Or if you do, which I couldn't see, right now, be a woman enough and not wish to be a mistress. You're not that low, aren't you? You! He will break up with you, I swear, she hissed. E di antayin mo muna kami maghiwalay bago ka kumalantari sa may asawa. Vanessa? I raised my brow. Wait for him to be single. That's if my husband would let me go. I would never let him go either, so ewan ko kung para saan pang pinaglalaban mo. You are a bitch, she scoffed. Akala mong bait-bait, pero nasa loob palang kulo. I did not get even why he chose to marry you. Me either? I don't get what my husband has an ex like you. I smiled coldly and cursed under her breath and turned her back to me. Nagdadabog paalis. I believed I was strong. I tried to be one in front of her pero narinig ko ang pagsarado ng pinto, yun na lang pagsapok ko sa dibdib para makahinga na maayos. You did well, Francesca. I tapped myself. I went inside after a few moments. Naglakad ako sa asawa ko nakahiga at tulog bago inayos ang kanyang kumot. Marahang sinuklay ang buhok niya. I love you, Jericho. I whispered and kissed his forehead. Akala'y tulog na siya pero paglayo ko nakita ko ang malamig niyang mga mata nakatingin sa akin. Jericho, what did you tell Vanessa? Why did she left crying? His cold, serious voice asked at napasinghap na ako. It's nothing, umiling ako. It's nothing important. Ngunit di si Jericho naniwala. Umigting ang panga niya bago umiling. Tila hindi nagugustuhan ng naririnig. Bullshit, he whispered. Fix yourself and don't ever make her cry. I don't get why I even married you. Nangilid ang luha ko. Lalo pa nang tumagilid siya sa akin. Tumatalikod sa pwesto ko. Jericho? Leave me alone and lock the door, he said nonchalantly, and I found myself crying silently. Again. It went on for days and weeks. Kinabukasan ng gabi ngayon umuwi na rin kami, pero hindi nakakapag-usap. I tried reaching for him but he's drifting away from me. He came back to work, familiarizing himself again with the setting at nakalalay ako sa kanya kahit di naman niya ako binibigyan ng pansin. I felt like my husband left me and he is another person right now. Gone is my cold and only sweet at me, Jericho. Gone is my husband. It was like we were in reset. Back to zero that it even turned to much worse in this time. Di kami nagkakakitaan sa bahay. Madalas nasa kwarto lang si Jericho. Nagtatrabaho sa kanyang opisina roon o kaya duty sa ospital. Lumalapit ako pero mukhang nagagalit siya. My friends, even Dr. John, was there to talk to me whenever they see me alone and lonely. Kaya't naiibsa na nararamdaman kong hapde sa loob-loob. I wanted to take my husband back no matter what it takes pero mahirap din. Nahihirapan na rin ako. Thanks for helping me out sa presentation ko sa board bukas, Francesca. Jonathan thanked me when we reached my house nang inihatid niya ako. Ngumiti ako. No worries. Para sa Pedja Ward naman and as the head of our department, it was such an honor to help. I said softly, I am rooting for you, okay? If you need something, just give me a heads up para naman sa mga bata to. He smiled and nodded. Umalis siya na sasakyan at napatawa ko nung takbayin pa niya ang pwesto ko para pagbuksan ako. Nag-abala ka pa? I chuckled. Salamat, Doc. No worries. He ruffled my hair. At saka, John na lang kasi, 'di ba? Parang others naman to. Magkaibigan na tayo kaya hindi na kailangan may formality kapag nasa labas. Alright, John? I teased at napatawa na kami roon. Anyway, salamat sa paghatid. I gotta come inside. Medyo gabi na kasi. Alright, good night, he said and watched me enter the house before waving goodbye. I was feeling lighter when I went inside. Masaya sa naiisip na bagong facility na gusto niyang ipa-approve sa board para sa Pedja Ward. Papakit na sana ako sa kwarto nang may marinig na boses. How's your date, huh? Nanigas ako nung marinig iyon. Unti-unti akong napapalingon sa may kusina at nagulat na makita si Jericho nasa may counter. Sa harapan may bote ng alak at isang baso. Jericho? I called in, shock. Iniisip na may duty siya ngayon buong gabi pero nandito siya. I walked closer and I saw how his eyes annoyed as he sipped on his glass. Dinner with him, huh? What's next? You fool around with him? Lasing ka na. I pointed out when I saw the almost empty bottle of rum. Namumula din ang mukha at mga matay na mumungay at mukhang antok. May asawa kang naghihintay dito. Tapos kakain ka kasama yung gagong yon? He asked. His voice is kinda slurred. Jericho! I sighed. Ngayon lang si Jericho nakausap ng ganito dahil madalas siyang tahimik at iritado. Ngayon na nga lang nakakausap, lasing pa. Nanlalalaki ka na? He chuckled lowly. Vanessa is right. Hindi ako nanlalalaki, okay? I sighed. May inayos lang kami ni Jonathan para sa board presentation niya bukas para sa Pedja. I don't get why I married you. He spatted and I am lying if I tell myself it ain't hurt. Jericho! Sinubukan ko kunin ang alak niya pero niliyo niya sa akin ng bote. Don't touch me, he scoffed, his jaw clenching. Leave. I don't want to see you. Jericho, please. You're drunk. I said go away, he hissed. Baka sanggalit sa mga mata at gusto ko man makipag-away. Nanahimik na lang ako tumungo saglit, sumisinghap. Okay, I sighed. I am tired. Suit yourself and clean that. I'm resting. Bukas na tayo mag-usap. Di ko na siya nilingon. Bagsak ang balikat ko habang papakit sa kwarto. Walang gana ako naglinis ng katawan. Pagkahigang pagkahiga pa lang bumagsak na ang luhang pinipigilan. Nahihirapan na ako. Pero asawa ko yan eh. Si Jericho ko yan. Hindi ko bibitawan yan kahit sobrang hirap na. Kahit nakakapagod din. Nakatulugan ko ang pag-iyak at nagising na lamang nang may maramdaman akong lumubog sa tabi ng higaan ko. Francesca? I heard a voice and I turned around, shocked upon seeing who is it. Jericho? I called. My drunk husband was beside me and he is brushing his hair lazily, glancing my way. You're drunk, I said. Why are you here? Here, sign this. Ani at may inabot sa aking envelope kaya't nagtaka ko. Kahit andok mabilis akong umupo sa kama. Binuksan iyon. Tila natulos lang sa kinaupuan na makita ng malinaw ang laman nito. Jericho, ano to? Nanginginig ang boses ko. Di makapaniwala sa nakikita ko ngayon. Sign it, sabi ni Jericho sa mahinang boses. I want a divorce. Durog na durog ako pero hindi ko alam mas may kakadurog pa pala ang puso ko nang marinig yun mula sa asawa. Ramdam ko ang pagtulo ng luha ko sa pisngi habang umiiling. Di makapaniwalang nakikita kong pirma niya sa ibabang parte ng dokumento. No, Jericho, please, I begged, almost a whisper. Sign it, he said harshly but I shook my head harder this time. No! Why? My voice trembled. Jericho, I am your wife. Wife, huh? Narinig kong pait sa kanyang boses. After you cheated on me? Nagitla ako sa narinig. Agad umawang ang labi ko at napailing-iling. What? What are you saying? I asked. I never cheated on you. I noticed how his eyes darkened even in this drunk state. Malamlam ang antok ng mga mata pero kitang-kita ko ang diin at galit doon. I remained staring at him, lumuluha at nagugulat sa narinig. You cheated on me, right? And I only married you because of my family. Matabang na Jerichong sagot kaya umiling akong lalo. Sinubukan hawakan siya pero lumayo siya. That wasn't true, okay? Who told you that? I asked.